the craziest thing you got the ick for?
I don't like to see happiness sometimes. I don't know. I just saw a man like smiling, like after a party when you're popping balloons, and like he was popping the balloon and he was like playing with it before he popped it, and I looked over and I was just like, all the sexual tension leaving the room.
So this is why you're single, I guess.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's my fault.
He was walking around and like doing shit, talking to his friends out of the.
Doesn't that irritate you? Pause. Doesn't that irritate you?
A nigga just enjoying life outside. Fuck yes.
Fuck.
Why are you smiling and enjoying life?
Fuck. I thought
Yeah,
I was the only one who be
I don't like that.
pissed.
I don't like that. I don't like when niggas
Pissed.
post pictures and shit. Like, why are you posting
Smiling,
pictures? Like,
happy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Let me see you in the fucking club. I'm so mad. I'm going to sleep. I'm putting a cover over my head. Like, this nigga is outside with the bitches, and I'm inside with the baby. What the fuck? And then you get pissed. Like, this not even his baby. Fuck.
I hate that shit. I have a problem. Okay.
Someone that's because
If you have never dated Aquarius, go out and make 3 women laugh and see if she don't motherfucker cuss your ass the fuck. You would, that's what you do. You entertain.
That's what we do. That's what we can do tonight.
Bitches now.
So you just
Having heart to bitches.
making bitches
You
laugh.
rich of pride to these bitches. Aquarius hate when you fucking having fun without their ass.
Shit, I think it's all women, dog. They hate to see
That's like
you.
women hate to see your motherfucking ass happy. You know what? It might not be just Aquarius. Women hate to see your motherfucking ass. It don't bother. It's nothing bothers women worse than
When you having fun with
when
her.
you having fun without her, or she just look over and you just happy than a mother.
She don't know why. She was because of. She don't know why.
And she don't know she look
Made
at
this
this
nigga
happy, but don't ever smile at your fucking
I was
phone.
gonna say that. I was gonna say
Don't
look
smile at
phone
your
and
phone
smile.
and laugh. You on Twitter with bitches. Nigga, I'm talking to fucking air, right? Like, I'm talking to fucking the internet space.
the chick that you done dated is fucking
It ain't the
trolling
chick,
as a motherfucker.
The last...
They
I got
one. Where they all
I got
say.
one. When you be in the bed and you be on your phone, it be dark, so all you see is the flash. And like, and you damn, you laughing at your screen. They just roll over. You just feel them roll. Like they don't say nothing to you. They just roll over.
Hold on. So it don't be the same on the other end. Niggas don't get jealous.
No, hell no.
Because you laughing at your phone.
Cause you laughing at hell no. You don't give a fuck about that shit. Hey, one time I was with my ex-girlfriend, right? I was on Twitter all night. I was in her bed and she was asleep, but I was just motherfucking just on going ham on Twitter. This is when Twitter used to be turned at nighttime, right? So she got up, woke up, and I guess she read like every tweet I tweeted that night. Cause I was up till maybe 3:30 in the morning. So she motherfucking she read it. You know what she was hot about? Some chick said some shit, wild shit like, I don't even remember what she said, but I said something like I'm a virgin. She was so fucking hot about that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is, like,
Because you responded.
because I respond like a
Some sexual
fucking
shit.
It wasn't even no real true sexual shit. I was just
Not
like, I'm a
sexual at
virgin.
all. You said I'm a virgin.
I'm a virgin. Like, women just hate to see your motherfucking ass happy. They hate to see you like shit other than.
Why would you get in a relationship with one end?
You don't know.
You don't know that shit.
Women are good at putting out their representative out there. Y'all be lying like a motherfucker.
Y'all get mad when a nigga start lying. Y'all come to a.
Y'all come to a relationship
fake
with the lies.
eyelashes, hair.
Wait, that different. Oh shit.
You still see your representative.
Oh, fuck. See,
So, I played that video, or the few videos that I played, in order to kind of give a kind of like backdrop into why Austin Hollerman is going through what he's going through right now. Now, granted, I don't wish that upon anybody. I don't wish him to be going through these issues that he is dealing with as of right now. It's very unfortunate that he is dealing with these issues right now. What I will say is this. The main mistake that was made in the whole passport movement was the way the information was shared. Not necessarily that the information was shared. The way that information was shared. Okay? Now, for the most part, I have not seen a lot of passport bros bashing women unless it's on the social media space of Clubhouse. That I've seen it go all the way left field. I've seen death threats. I've seen women try to threaten men because of this whole passport bro movement. Okay? However, again, it's not that the information was shared that is the problem. It's how the information was shared. Now, if the thing is, as I said before, I look at the gender war as guerrilla warfare. You can't let your enemy know your next move, and you always have to keep your enemy guessing and keep them aloof and keep them confused. That's the thing. That's the most important thing when it comes to it. You cannot let your enemy know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay? I'm reading a book. You know, I try not to overburden myself with books, but at most I may read 3 books at a time. Okay? I may do 3 books at a time, right? Now, the thing is when it comes to, for example, miracles and stuff like that, the reason why that I believe in miracles is because they are basically a way to keep you motivated, you know. And miracles are also social, and they have a communal purpose, especially in the realm of Islam. Also, what a miracle does is it challenges the depictions of how, for example, certain people are depicted, in this case, men, by modern Western women. The thing is for example, let me see. I'm just going to look for something really quick. Just real quick. Okay, hold on just a minute. I just want to see something. See if I can find a miracle, you know. All right. So I'm gonna have to revisit this, but I'm just gonna look into it real quick. But I'm gonna, of course, finish reading the whole book. Okay. There was a miracle similar to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam's miracle of going into the fire, where you know, there were three men and they entered into a fire without being burned or scorched. Or actually, in the third contest, there were three men. That went into a flaming fire and stayed in for a while without being, and then come out without being burned or scorched. Then Musirali said, I'll go into the fire, and if I go in and come out without being scorched or burned or scorched, then these two will be able to go in. I know that the Khojas come out without being burned. Let my elder brother's beards not be burned. He then went into the fire, stayed a while, and it is said he came out unburned. But they said that after coming out of the flames, the fire had touched 3 spots on him, on the right side of his robe. Musali said, there was a defect in my thoughts when a urinating camel passed by upwind, and some urine must have sprinkled on it. After Musareli, the 2 Khojas would not go into the fire. Okay, let me see. So what happened is what happened basically is that when you look at miracles and things like that, those miracles that happen, however, they took work. Meaning they they took a lot of like self purification for those miracles to happen. And sometimes a miracle may not be supernatural. Sometimes a miracle may just be the fact that your exodus becomes the best thing that you could have ever imagined. So for some reason, it is programmed into a modern woman's psyche that you can be with her, right? And you still will not make her happy, right? But you can be without her, not bothering her, not entertaining her, keeping your distance from her, actually acknowledging what she calls toxic masculinity, actually acknowledging, like, not catcalling her, not doing those things, not like, you know what I mean, giving her the time of day, right? You can do those things, but unfortunately, the problem will lie is that if you find contentment in doing those things, and if you find the options that the passport bros have found, then you're going to be a target. Okay? That is why the movement has to go underground. All right? You have to take the movement underground. You cannot have the movement above ground. Now, on the social media sphere, you can still keep it private, you know? You can share information amongst each other and be that living example, but do it in a different way. You have to reinvent the wheel. Although guys here, unfortunately, a lot of guys want companionship from women, right? A lot of guys want those things, right? But in an attempt to get those things, sometimes they jeopardize the bigger picture, meaning that certain areas of the passport bros become saturated because I'm not saying all, but a lot are driven to, of course, look for not necessarily marriage, but look for just companionship with a woman. And sometimes that companionship may mean fornication, you know, and I don't advocate for that. But you have to understand that by doing this, you're kind of putting yourself in jeopardy. And by showing it, you're kind of putting yourself in jeopardy of the whole movement being, I guess you can say, compromised. Because these women who are usually mutated, which one call it, swamp squirrels, have nothing else to lose. And your unhappiness means they have, or seeing you unhappy means that they have everything to gain. So what I'm saying is that you must somehow package this whole thing up in a different way, which will not alert or alarm modern women and also keep them guessing. Okay? Now, because of because of this unfortunate thing, because of this unfortunate incident, I definitely at this point did mention places that, inshallah, will be my location. But I cannot mention those places again due to the simple fact that now they could be compromised, even if most Western women don't even know where these places are. Okay? So now, because of these situations that we find ourselves in, we have to, I guess you can say, reevaluate how we do things, right? And why I will say that most of the passport bros aren't ex-tourists, right? Because of this gynocracy we live in, women, and I know women who, especially my family, as a matter of fact, my family actually kicked a woman out who was trying, a Black American woman who was trying to bring lewdness and licentious behavior to our country in Guinea-Bissau. They kicked her out. They got authorities involved and they booted her out, The same thing happened to a woman who went to Saudi Arabia. They booted her out for trying to spread lewd and licentious behavior. But you're not going to hear about this as much as you're going to hear about men who may not be trying to spread that lewd and licentious behavior. So what I'm saying is that men, except for if you're maybe Brad, or men of a minority are not going to have leniency in going overseas as will a Brad will. Okay? Women will have leniency in going overseas to get their backs blown out. because in fact, I think they do the most ex-tourism, quiet as kept. Now, the thing is, what they're not telling you is they're not marrying these people. And sometimes they're coming back with the ninja. Okay? Another thing that happened is with my Nigerian comrade. Shout outs to him. He had to check this one Nigerian dude who unfortunately became a simp for a black American woman. And I don't know if it was for a green card or whatever it was for. However, he checked him, and he checked the woman for trying to build a Nigerian and black American dating service, right? Because the thing is, these black Americans that wanted these young Nigerian men were way past their time and were not fertile and pretty much were past the geriatric stage of producing kids. And for those of you who don't know, producing kids is very important for the traditional African man, as I'm about to show you here. And then I'll end with that. I'll end with this on this note. You know, I didn't mean for the video to be long, but I'll let you hear it. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me see.
I wish we would have talked to an immigration lawyer earlier, because I had no idea that him taking a second wife in Nigeria would be such an issue.
So what happened is that in this video, right, this woman or this guy, his name is Usman, he was going to take a second wife in Nigeria because he simply married an American woman who wanted to get her back blown out by a young buck for papers. He's getting papers, but at the same time, he's gonna try to spread his progeny with a younger, more fertile woman back home. And so that's where the backlash came from when black American women, the women there, were trying to spread over there and were desperate for a maybe desperate African husband. And so my uncle actually it wasn't my uncle, but it was a comrade of mine who put a stop to that. Okay. And he got hate speech, and he got different types of backlash from it, especially from these Pan-Africanists or would-be Pan-Africanists, who say that they're African and don't know a damn thing about Africa if it was standing right in front of them. Put it this way. I know more about the Caucasus region of Russia than they do about Africa, And I'm not even from Caucasus, as you see. Although there were a minority of black people there that were kind of similar to the Gary Fumna, and rumor has it that they shipwrecked there. But, that's another video for another day. But the bottom line is this. Even with the MGTOW, even with the manuscript, even with all these movements, there still has to be a method of doing these things in which women aren't keen to, and which are like going to keep them guessing and going to keep them basically aloof. It's not the problem isn't that Austin Holloman did it. The main situation is how he did it. if he decided maybe not to be so heavy on the dating and maybe decided to maybe be a little heavier on different aspects, then I think we wouldn't have this issue that we're having. But I could be quite wrong. So all I'm going to say to my comrades is move accordingly. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyhow, move in the bushes. It's guerrilla warfare. When it comes to gender war, it's not conventional warfare. It's guerrilla warfare. But with that being said, Fula signing out with SYSMB. Save yourself, Muslim brother. Inshallah.